decreased by 47%. This is violent for the local population. We are debating whether to pay for electricity, water, or food. Of course, we choose to eat.
Some activists blame Mexico's government for encouraging them. However, there's no simple fix. Imposing tougher visa restrictions on Americans could worsen relations with the U.S. Mexican citizens in the U.S. also send billions of dollars in remittances back to their families in Mexico. In a world where travel and communication are faster and easier than ever, these two nations are finding it harder to have neighborly relations.
For everybody who has been criticizing me for not making permaculture-related content since the election, buckle up, because here we go. This is one of the topics that I have talked about in relation to permaculture that has gotten me the most negative feedback, the most vitriolic comments, the most outright attacks, the most pearl clutching, the most absolute flopping around on the ground temper tantrums. People in permaculture do not want to hear about how we have a massive colonizer problem. For years, in permaculture groups that I'm a part of, on my Facebook page, on my YouTube channel, I have been talking about how white people in permaculture, who are the majority of folks who practice permaculture, which is a design system meant to create regenerative societies of people that have a healing relationship with the planet and sustainable community, how we are inherently unsustainable because so many of the white folks who want to do permaculture and have their little permaculture homestead or their farm, they go and play colonizer in another country in order to be able to afford to do it. And here we see Americans, especially right now, we are seeing left-leaning Americans who are fleeing the oppression in the United States, or even the potential threat of oppression, or even just shit is really hard right now and I don't want to stay and fight. And I understand there are people, including some of my mutuals, who have already left the country. I understand for people in those most oppressed groups why you would need to flee the United States right now. No judgment against those folks, but I've also seen a number of very wealthy, not particularly threatened folks who understand that things in America are hard, are expensive, it's a rough ride right now, and they're like, peace out, I'm gonna go somewhere where life is a lot easier for me. And just like the folks in permaculture, we see Americans fleeing right now, wanting to go somewhere where the cost of living is lower. They can have a higher standard of living because their dollar goes farther, and they are playing colonizer. They are gentrifying the communities that they move into. They are driving up the cost of living, and they are creating harm where they go.